want you to consider what Kyle has endured just to stand here today. More than 2.5 years in the hospital, grueling rehabilitation, brain surgery to remove shrapnel from his head, nearly 40 surgeries to repair a collapsed lung, fractured fingers, a shattered right arm broken in more than 30 places, multiple skin grafts. He has a new prosthetic eye, a new jaw, new teeth, and one hell of a smile.
William Kyle Carpenter receiving the Medal of Honor yesterday at the White House. A true American hero. Watch.
If any of our wounded warriors seek an example, let me amend that. If any American seeks a model of the strength and resilience that define us as a people, including this newest 9/11 generation, I want you to consider Kyle. After everything he's been through, he skis, he snowboards, he's jumped from a plane with a parachute, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully. Just an amazing, amazing man who did an amazing thing. Here's more.
He trudged through a 6-mile mud run, completed the Marine Corps Marathon, says he wants to do a triathlon. He's a motivational speaker, an advocate for his fellow wounded warriors. He's thinking about majoring in psychology so he can use his own experiences to help others. He got stellar grades. And by the way, he's only 24 years old and says, I'm just getting started.
2.5 years in the hospital, 40 surgeries. He was pronounced dead at the scene. They had a tribute to him, and here's part of that tribute at the White House.
Without hesitation and with complete disregard for his own safety, Lance moved towards the grenade in an attempt to shield his fellow Marine from the deadly blast. When the grenade detonated, his body absorbed the brunt of the blast, severely wounding him, but saving the life of his fellow Marine. By his undaunted courage, bold fighting spirit, and unwavering devotion to duty, in the face of almost certain death, Lance Corporal Carpenter reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service.
Just amazing. It just speaks to the quality of the men and women who volunteer to put their lives in danger, who volunteer to serve their country, and who volunteer to protect those they're serving with. And there's no greater example than William Kyle Carpenter. And here you get to see the President presenting the Medal of Honor to the corporal. All right, quite a scene. And you want to hear from the corporal? Give a listen. CBS News sat down with him prior to this, and he talked about his experience.
I don't remember anything before or the moments leading up to. I only remember how I felt and the few seconds before I lost consciousness after I was hit by the grenade.
And of course, after he was hit by the grenade, suffering all those multiple injuries, when he was taken to a medical facility, he was pronounced dead on arrival. And of course, he is a miracle. And here's one more from the corporal.
I accepted the fact, and I understood that I wasn't gonna survive, and that's where I was gonna die. 6 weeks later, I woke up in Washington, D.C. at a military hospital.
You know, when John Kerry, in I guess a couple of years ago, says to a bunch of high school students, stay in school, get good grades, or else you wind up in Iraq. Well, Carpenter wound up in Afghanistan. It's all the same. John Kerry was diminishing who those soldiers are, who those men and women are, just as he did in Vietnam, just as he did when talking about our soldiers terrorizing people in Iraq, women and children. And people like John Kerry especially should understand who those who serve so bravely really are. On the Steve Malzberg Show.